Hello, people, and welcome to Facing My Mistakes. Today, I want to talk to the parents. Parents, do you notice some changes in your children at any point in time? Mostly psychological changes. Most of us notice the physical ones, maybe the child is getting bigger, thinner, or whatever it is. But psychological changes, when the child calls up to one corner, or all of a sudden a once very playful child all of a sudden cannot talk again. Do you notice these things? Most of us don't. And even a few of us that do notice, what do you do about those changes? What do you do about the things you notice? Do you investigate them to find out what exactly the child is going through? This story today really speaks to us parents, and I want us to listen very carefully. I have with me here Angella, who's going to be sharing her own experience with us, with what she went through, and how her parents never really noticed the things that she was even going through, and how it has affected her till now that she's even grown up. Welcome, Angella.
Thank you.
So tell me, I know where we spoke earlier, you told me that this thing went way back from when you were very young, at a very young age. What happened with you and your uncle. Maybe I should allow you to tell your story.
Yes. I still remember when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
My uncle called me sometime into his room because he was living in the house with us.
Okay.
He called me into his room. He made me touch his private parts. And
okay,
then,
just at 3 years old?
Yeah.
He was living with you?
Yeah.
Called you into his room and made you touch his private part?
Yeah.
At age 3?
At age 3, yes, I remember vividly. And he made... okay, sorry. He made me touch him, and then he...
Take it easy. Just take it easy. Take a deep breath.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
I totally understand.
Yeah. He slept with me the first time. It did hurt,
I know, at that age.
Yeah. It did hurt. I tried crying. I tried telling my parents.
Yeah.
But he told me that if I talk about it, if I made a sound, he was going to tell my mom. And of course, my mom was a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
She would spank me.
If you told her?
She was so strict. She was too strict.
Oh my God.
I wasn't close to her. I was scared of her.
I know.
So
I can't imagine. We used to call my mom Margaret Thatcher when we were young.
Mine was a lot more than that.
Oh.
So he did a couple of times, and then my mother would bathe me, and you'd see me adjusting when it's time to wash my private parts. I would shift and everything because of the pain, but she never noticed.
So when she's bathing you, you would shift, you will, look very fearful and all that.
Yes,
and
because
she never asked you what was wrong with you. Why are you doing like that? Or why are you moving this way? Or did you injure yourself or anything? She never asked you.
She never asked. She never noticed. So it went on like that for a while, for a long while, because
and the man continued to live in your house?
Yeah. Yeah. He was living in my house and he had me a couple of times.
Oh my God.
And I thought it was normal after some time. We'd even travel to my village and he was my favorite uncle. Oh. I used to call him Bros me,
I would hold your thoughts right there. Your favorite uncle.
My favorite
uncle.
Hold
your thoughts right there. We're going on a break. We'll be right back. Okay, so this man was your favorite uncle. But let me take you back a bit. When he started molesting you at that tender age of 3, you said you couldn't tell anyone, you couldn't tell your mom and all that. Why couldn't you do that? I mean, was it that you were thinking that you tempted him to do that, or you thought it was your fault that he was doing that to you or something, and the guilt will not make you talk to anyone?
I didn't think I was guilty, but I didn't think I was doing anything wrong either. Because after some time, it became like a part of me. He
You
would
became
call
used
me,
to it.
Yeah, he would call me into his room. I still remember the disgusting room, the filthy room. He would call me in there and he would have his way. But I felt it was normal. I felt it was just okay.
How long did this go on for?
It went on for a long time until when I got to the secondary school.
Oh
I
my
went to an
God.
all-girls school. And, girls, we started gisting and girls were talking about virginity, how it was with the boyfriends and all that. And I was like, what are you talking about? What is that supposed to
You never
mean?
experienced that?
No.
Oh
No.
my God.
It was not until then that it occurred to me that I had been molested. I had been used. I had been played with. I had been abused. But of course, I couldn't tell my parents. I didn't just think of the right time to bring it up. So it went on.
But before then, you didn't hate him. He was your favorite uncle.
He was
before
my
that.
favorite uncle.
Until you got to secondary school and realized what he was doing to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I met this man. We were planning our wedding. And we did the traditional, and I was pregnant.
So, hang on. All the while, all through secondary school, university days, you still couldn't tell your parents or any other person?
No.
And you couldn't even face him to, ask him that, why were you doing all this to me?
He stopped living with us.
Okay.
After some time.
Okay.
When I was like 13, 14,
Okay.
My father moved to Jos.
Okay.
So he was back here in Lagos,
Okay.
And then and then I went to school. I met this guy and I got pregnant.
Okay.
We had the traditional wedding, and then it was time to
Before you go there, after all that happened with your uncle, and before you met your husband, or even while you were with your husband, while you were courting, what was it like, for a man to touch you?
I don't like men. I don't like sex. I don't like love. Love is not in my dictionary.
Wow.
Even now that I am married, I'm happily married with kids, but I don't love my husband.
Okay, just hold it right there. So you married this man and you don't love him?
No, I don't love him. I got married to him because the society insists that I get married. I'm from the western part of this country, where it is a must. I wanted to make my parents feel good and fulfilled about
you did it for
bringing me
them,
up.
not for yourself.
No, not for myself. So I got pregnant. The traditional was done. And then we were supposed to do the registry. But then something happened. We had some misunderstanding then with my husband
Okay.
to be. And then my father came, then this same uncle, every now and then he comes to Jos to see us.
Okay.
And then my father called me and he was like, and of course I was like that,
Heavily pregnant.
And my father said, Angela, why don't you go to your uncle and have him pray for you, because he's a white garment pastor.
Okay.
And that was when all hell was let loose.
Wow.
Because I now finally had the opportunity, the courage, the time, the place,
Yeah, to talk about it.
Go mad.
To blow.
And I did. I really did. I was so mad that I had to tell. And then my grandma was there,
Yeah.
his mom. with their
Okay.
mom, my father's mom. So she was there, and I told everybody what he's been doing. And then he said, no, how could you tell me I did something like that? If
He denied.
He denied it to my face. I told him, I said, are you sure you know what you're talking about? He said, what am I talking about? He's never even had anything to do with me and all that.
And I'm sure you were thinking, okay, maybe you were dreaming or something. That did this really happen to you or something? I mean, with his denial and all that, I don't want to imagine how you felt with that.
It made me a lot more weirdo. I was at the extreme. You know, so while he was saying that, he now said he can even swear by his first
Seriously?
child. And this
By
is
his
a white
first child?
garment man. Yes, that he will swear by his first child, his daughter. And then, of course, I didn't say yes or no, but he did.
Yeah.
And everybody heard it. But believe me, the child did not stay 1 month. I heard she died.
Oh my God.
The child was maybe about 8 then. I heard she died.
She died.
My father was even embarrassed to tell me. My mother, she's late now, told me. She called me and said, have you heard? Your uncle's daughter, blah,
So
blah, blah.
after the child died, I mean, I understand, you know, all this swearing thing, especially in the Yoruba culture, you know, you swear by Ogun or whatever. And if it happens, that automatically means the person was lying, right? So the child dies. So at that point, your father, your mother would have known, and everybody that was there that day you were speaking would have known that this man was obviously lying, that he actually did what you said he did. What actions did they confront him?
My father did something that got me very upset.
Okay.
When all that pandemonium was going on, and I said, and he cursed himself with the daughter, I got dressed and I told them I was there somewhere in Jos. It's called Rukuba Barracks. That's where you have the military, the army.
Okay.
You know, I have a lot of friends there.
Okay.
Back then, you know, captains and all that. Some of them were my toasters and all that. So I just stormed out of the house and I said I was going to Rukuba Barracks. And by the time I come back, they would pick him up. You know, and of course I wasn't just here anymore. I was, you know, it was like accumulated anger.
Yeah. You had bottled up all the anger, the frustration.
It was too much for me.
That day was the day for you to vent everything out.
Exactly. So I came back and I was looking for my uncle, and they said he wasn't there. He's on his way to Lagos. I was like, who took him to Lagos? They said my father bundled him into the nearest, the next available luxury bus. And I was so upset. But there was nothing I could do. Oh, yes, he did. Because God knows what I would have
done to him. So your father helped your uncle to escape so that you don't lynch him, so to speak. And you say you don't like that. Did you ever tell your dad that, why would you do this? Why would you not, believe my story over your brother? Why would you not support your own daughter over your brother? Did you ever speak to him about it?
Oh. No, because he never even asked me up till now.
Up till now? Even after the man's daughter died?
Yeah, he didn't ask me.
What's your relationship with him now?
It was just the noise, you did it, I didn't do it. If I do it, let my daughter leave this world. And I left. And then I came back and the guy was not there anymore. And up till now, he never called me
to talk to you about it. No. Did your mom ever ask you as well? Did she call, as a mother, did she ever call you to talk about it?
She's
or to ask
now.
What was that about?
Yes, of blessed memory. Okay. She called me, she tried pleading with me, but...
Pleading that?
She understood. She was one that told me that the little girl is no more. So she understood, she tried pleading with me. But it wasn't just that. But at least she tried.
Yeah, she did.
My father did not. And my father and I are supposed to be very good friends.
Yes,
In fact, out of all my siblings, the rest of them, I'm his first child. The rest of them feel I'm his favorite.
Wow.
I'm supposed to be, but I have this grudge. I have this thing I hate him for. And I've never been able to tell him.
Till now, you haven't been able to tell him. Don't you think you should sit him down someday to tell him how disappointed you are in him and what he did wrong that you didn't like? And the fact that he couldn't even confront his brother to that. I think it's important.
I look forward to that day. Just like I did look forward to the day when I told them about my abuse.
Yeah.
That
I
day
think
would
you
come.
should before
Maybe
it's
not
too
now.
late. Before it's too late.
Maybe in his coffin, I'll tell him.
No. I think it should be before that.
I think in all of this, my husband is the one that suffers it most.
I can imagine.
You know, he does anything to make me happy.
Very
Everything
patient
to make me
man.
happy. Yes.
He
has his own too.
Yeah, he will. But I mean,
But,
looking at typical Nigerian men, and then men, please don't kill me for this. I mean, you have to understand with me. I mean, any typical Nigerian man would have gone gaga, especially when he tries to touch you and, you know, you hit him or, you know, you're not just comfortable with him around you. He'll be like, you know what? Whatever happened to you is none of my business. That was years
But
if I met you.
he knows if he does that, I am at a stage where I can leave. I have fulfilled that rituals of I must be married.
Yeah,
I was married.
Kids.
Hey, everybody, Nigeria, I'm married.
I'm married and I have kids, so what's the big deal?
And I have kids. So right now, if he doesn't pipe low to my level and just let's see if I don't know, you know, God is on top of the throne. Anything can happen.
But I must tell you something.
I could leave.
And again, if he was another man, don't let me say typical Nigerian man before they kill me. If he was another man, he wouldn't care whether you leave or not. But you know something? I believe that this is the man God chose for you. I believe that this is the man that truly loves you and is willing to help you in any way to get through to this, right? Yeah. He yearns for your love. I have never met him, but I feel with everything you've told me about him and with the way he treats you, right, regardless of whatever you do to him, he's still there to help you out, right? He loves you. And I want you to tell me, what would you deep within you, what do you want? Would you want to love? Because I think you respect him a lot. I think you respect him a lot, but you just cannot love because of what had happened to you. You don't have any feelings.
I don't love any man.
Yes, I know, because of what, the only feelings you have is probably towards your kids, that's all, right? Deep within you, would you love to love your husband?
You know,
Can you just translate that?
No, it's serious. It's
okay.
It's
a serious matter.
It's a serious matter. Anyway, well, can I love him?
You can love him if you want to. That's the truth.
I never thought about that. I never thought of loving any other man apart from my two boys.
I know, but if I'm considering the fact that he's your husband, you're by God's grace going to be together for a long time.
I don't know why I feel this way. I mean, okay, I know why I feel this way. It's because of all of this.
Yes.
But if...
I think you're just scared of loving. That's the truth. And you know what? I mean, like you said, in Nigeria, we don't go for therapy and all that. But gradually, it's beginning to gain a good foothold in the country, right? I would love to introduce you to a therapist that will help you,
okay,
right? And that will make you see the reasons why you need to love him, because he's a good man, right? He is a fantastic man. He's a good father. He's a good husband, right? There's so many reasons to love him. There are women out there that live with men who beat them, but they still love the men. I mean, this one is a loving man. So you have great reasons to love him. If you don't mind, I will introduce you to a therapist. I will help you through this. You haven't healed totally. You know, it's been years, it's been decades it's happened to you, but deep within you, you're still hurting. That's why you're still holding back that love. You need someone to help you release. You have it in you. If you can love your children, you can love anybody. You can love your husband, right? You just need a therapist that will help you to release that. So if you don't mind, I would introduce you to someone that would really help you. Angella's story was not so much of a mistake that she made, because, come on, at the age of 3, what does she know? She didn't really know anything. In fact, she said it got to a point that she thought it was a normal thing for her uncle to molest her over and over again. But it was a mistake that her parents made, the mistake of negligence. They didn't take note of what she was going through. They didn't take note of her psychological changes or her emotional changes. The mother will bathe her every day and never noticed anything. She was too strict, looking at other things, probably physical things, physical changes. You know, mothers, strict mothers especially, they look out for whether the girl child is pregnant or not. When they see you, the breast getting bigger, they ask, oh, what have you been doing? Has any man been touching you? That's the only thing they notice. They don't look at the emotions. They don't look at the psychological changes. They don't even care of what you're going through. That's great negligence. And that's what has caused Angela or Angela's uncle to continue to do what he was doing over and over and over again. As parents, we need to be very careful. We need to be very vigilant. Look beyond the physical changes. Look at the emotional changes. Look at the psychological changes. Be very close to your children. Don't let these children grow up hating you or not wanting to forgive you for some mistakes you did in the past. It's very important. Parents, be very careful and be very watchful. God will continue to give us the grace we need to take care of these children the way we're supposed to take care of them. Till I see you next time on Facing My Mistakes, my name is Yetunde.